A message to Lightworkers, May 17, 2019. This week's guidance from the Ascended Masters, Galactics, Earth Elementals, Fairy Elders, Angels, and Archangels known as the Collective. Caroline. My friends, someone wrote in with a question recently. They live in a European country that has suffered drought, as many places around the world have over the last few decades. They ask, we had serious drought problems last year and this spring so far. What can we do to balance the flow of rain? Is it real and possible to influence this? Have we no other option than to let go of what has to happen? Personally, I do whatever I can, being a landscape gardener with good plantings, never cutting trees, and creating flower meadows. It seems that my visualizations to attract rain are not strong enough. Perhaps it is a total change of the weather. I think this is probably one of these major challenges the collective have spoken of. The collective. Greetings, friends. We are pleased to have this moment to speak with you today. Please be aware that it would be impossible for humanity and all beings upon the earth to be experiencing change due to the ascension process, and for the earth herself to not also be experiencing great changes. You are aware of her ascension path, and though many moments and situations may feel imbalanced, we can assure you that there is a balance occurring in the background which you do not see. We have spoken before of how ascension is a form of birth, particularly for human form and consciousness, and for the earth. And we have many times spoken of how this can feel overwhelming, even frightening at times, as the mind in some moments feels to be far more expansive and far-reaching in its abilities, and at other times, finds it difficult to locate the car keys. We would say that the imbalances you are experiencing at present in mind, body, or spirit, do not alarm you so much as the imbalances that the earth is exhibiting. She is such a great body of land and water, and appears eternal from your vantage point, and there is a mass thought form traveling the earth at present, that she might be suffering setbacks she cannot recover from. You have indeed been given gifts such as being able to visualize and draw to you your higher good, and to influence the outpicturing of the higher good of others, including that of earth. Yet you have not been given those abilities in order to control another's path, even when that seems to be for their own good. This is difficult to accept, of course. You may be visualizing the rain pouring down now in perfect amounts, and not see the beautiful outcome of that for several years yet. Or you may not see it at all while in a human body. In fact, it is your presence that anchors healing and refreshment for the earth, far more than outer elements and their shifts and changes. This is what the earth needs now, healing light sent from your heart space, and your belief in and encouragement of her, just as you would send to anyone in need of your support and kindness. If you can for a moment each day, imagine a great flow of higher light pouring into the earth to sustain her through the pressures and shifts she is undergoing. This will greatly assist her in traveling her ascension journey with calm and encouragement, even inspiration. You yourself know the difference between being on your own as you face a great challenge, and receiving the love and support of a friend, family member, or colleague who says just the right thing to sustain you through a difficult moment. This is indeed one of the major challenges of your era, to remain calm as you see the earth in the throes of transformation, throwing off the toxicity of so many thousands of years of damage and disrespect by those desiring to subdue her energies and consciousness. Know that your love and the love of millions of others is sustaining her, even through the greatest drought, fire, flood, freeze, quake, or eruption. You would not dream of disturbing the growth pattern of a plant or a tree, even if some of those growth phases seemed strange or even troubled. Knowing the journey from seedling to powerful tall tree, you would respect all phases of that growth and support it happily, assuring it with proper care and trust in its natural processes, that all is well. And that the less comfortable phases of its growth are even desirable, considering the final outcome. This is how all of us feel watching all of you at times, in your own challenges. Yes, it would be a simple enough thing to reach down and fix things and make them okay and normal again. Yet that would be an insult, and a great regression, something so many of you rue, as you look at the state of human rights all over the world at present. A rescue of any kind would be to affirm that you are weak, that you need to be controlled in some way, or that you were born into this demanding era by mistake. That you need to be rescued because clearly, your life is out of your control. We would never do this, for the opposite is true. As powerful co-creators, you came at this exact time knowing your ascension journey would be difficult and painful at some points, yet liberating and expansive at other times. You came to heal that which in past lives had never been healed. To release that which is not your own authentic self but a false self, created out of fear and necessity in times of trauma. And you came to release all influences and interferences sitting in your energies that hold you back from knowing the true power of your own soul, and its higher purpose on this earth. And so, we would suggest that you allow the earth her own shifts and patterns, even those which seem to be experienced due to outer meddling in her affairs by the old power structure. They do not have the last say in her ascendancy, any more than they would in yours. We will not permit her free will or yours to be so fully usurped that ultimate destruction results. Of course, visualize the rain coming down, because all healing images are empowering and beautiful. Yet release the need for results and outcomes, leave these to Earth herself. She is more at home in this process than you might imagine, and envisions for herself all that is needed for her healing and renewal. She is also being assisted by many thousands of extraplanetary helpers of every variety. She is on her way, as are you. And all manner of things shall be well. Namaste, dear ones. We are with you, always. Channeled by Caroline Oceana Ryan.